let me discuss how this whole documentary occurred. We're in our 21st year now of helping our kids in Rockaway Township about the dangers of getting involved with drugs and alcohol. And at the end of Celebrity Day in 2017, which when we were finishing up our 19th year, we had just finished the basketball game. Everybody's getting ready to go home, and we were talking, because it was such a great event that day. And every year it's a great event. John and everybody else can tell you, we don't want to. We always try and up ourselves each year, but it's hard to do. But it always works out great, and everybody has a good time. And we said, what can we possibly do for our 20th anniversary, something really special? And my wife Lil mentioned, maybe you want to do a documentary. And looked around, we talked to each other because Mr. Ganella was there and the principal of Copeland and others. And we said, that'd be great. And I said, I don't know anything about doing a documentary. I can just about walk and chew gum at the same time. And knowing me, I'd spit the gum out and step on it, and I had gum on my shoe, so that's where my life is at. But Mr. Ganella said, wait a minute, we could do something here. He says, because we have basically a studio in the school. I said, you do? I never knew that. We said, the kids can do it. We have the advisor, who's Vanessa Waxman, who I don't think has made it here. But I said, you know what? We could supply the people. We could, get you what you need. We'll give you an idea what we want to do. And then you guys run with it, because we had no idea what we're doing. And they said, okay, let's do it. So what we did was, now this is we're talking about the summer of 2017, and September of 2017, when it was, the boys who are creating this whole thing for us, which I'll introduce shortly, we started bringing in people to be interviewed. We brought in different celebrities. We brought in all sorts of people that could be part of it, so they can, not only our community, but from beyond, can hear what we're doing, what it's all about, and maybe, just maybe, we can help people in other towns. So, over the course of the year, this past school year, they put everything together. We had nothing to do with it. This is all the students, just so you know. So from beginning to the end, we had no idea what this documentary looked like. And finally, we had to make sure we had someone who can do the narration. Of course, there's only one person for that, and that would be John Bell.
Woo-woo!
He's got the natural voice for that. And finally, I think in early October, now we're talking about almost a year and a half, early October, and now the students are already out of middle school, and they're already started high school, but they're still working on this project for middle school. And that really tells you a lot about the character of these young men, I'm going to say, because they're in high school now. And we got to see it, and I'm saying to myself, these were 8th graders. I mean, this was something else. This was really something else. So let me just introduce the two young men who are really the masterminds behind this whole thing and put it all together. That's Mario DeSanza and Ryan Percival. And then after this is all over, we'll have you up there again. So we're very, very proud of what they did. There's really only a handful of people that have seen this. And so I think you'll hopefully be pleasantly surprised at what you see. But we do have some people with us that I want to introduce. Hopefully I won't forget anybody, but if I do, please forgive me. First, a very dear friend who was there with us in the very beginning in my house when we put this all together. We're both a little bit older, but he's a great guy, Assemblyman Anthony Bucco. Anthony. And we have our current Morris County Sheriff, who's really taken to our committee and our program, and that's Mr. Jim Gannon. Jimmy? And of course we have our former Morris County Sheriff for many, many years, who was really very supportive of what we did, and he came back to be with us today, and that's Ed Rotry. Ed, thank you. I'm going to go around the room, so bear with me. Our Superintendent of Schools, Mr. Jim McLaughlin. Jim? And I know we have members from the Board of Ed, so ladies, just wave your hand. We have members of the Board of Ed with us today. I appreciate that. We have certainly people from law enforcement and a very dear friend who I've known for years, and now he happens to be the mayor of Rockaway Township. That's Mike Puzio. Mike? Woo, Mike! Our principal over at Copeland Middle School, who's he's a champ. He really is great, and I can't thank him enough. Alfonso Ganella. And I tell you, and when you talk about a team effort, you need law enforcement as part of what you do. And we are very, very blessed, and me personally and my family, to know this gentleman who we've known for many years. And even though he's now the police chief in town, he still comes here to all of our meetings, unless of course there's a crisis going on. But he's been with us for years, and I really appreciate it. And that's Marty McFarland. Marty. And also we have from the town council, and I appreciate it, Mr. Jonathan Sackett is here. And we do, and believe it or not, we have friends outside of Rockaway Township that we've worked with for many years, and one of them is with us today. He's doing some great work in Nutley, and he's unbelievable, and I can't thank him enough. Now, you're Detective Mike Padilla? Detective Mike Padilla. Mike, please stand. He keeps getting promoted. I don't know what he is from one day to the next, but he's one of a kind. Thank you, Mike, and thank you for being here, both of you. And then, of course, we have our celebrities. The celebrities make up a big part of what we do at the end of the year. This is the part that everybody looks forward to because, they get to meet and see people that they normally wouldn't see over the course of the year. And they're family. They really are. And I'm very blessed to have them in our lives and part of what we do. And I always tell people, we've been doing this for 21 years, but I know one day we're going to wake up and it's all going to be over. But in the meantime, as long as we can help the many people that we can, we'll keep it going. So our first celebrity, great guy. He's an actor who's appeared in films, commercials, worked with actresses like Jodie Foster, Cameron Diaz, just to name a couple. And I believe he's also appearing in some of the episodes of the NBC show Manifest, and I'm glad to have him with us and be part of it. Darren Alexander. Darren. This next gentleman, who I've gotten to know over the last year, he's a film, a TV actor, he's a model, he's a writer, and the radio show host of the Kevin and Nikki show out of the Philadelphia area. I was fortunate enough to be asked to appear on it a couple of weeks ago, and I think it went okay. Yeah. He also played professional basketball overseas, in Portugal, China, many other countries. He also had the opportunity to play against Kobe Bryant. Would you please give a nice welcome to Mr. Kevin Benton. Kevin. Our next one, what can I say about this guy? He's my brother from another mother. That's all I can tell you. I've known Derek for many, many years. I think almost as long as I know John and others. He played with the world's most famous basketball team, the Harlem Globetrotters, where he played with some of the greats, Meadowlark Lemon, Curly Neal, Marcus Haynes, just to name a few. He's also had the opportunity, if you remember, Wilt Chamberlain. He had the chance to play with Wilt Chamberlain. He's done numerous films, commercials. He travels to schools talking about the things that we talk about here in Rockaway Township. And this is actually like his second home, and I can't thank him enough. Would you please welcome the man known as The Wiz, Mr. Derek Murphy. Woohoo! And a young lady who I've gotten to know for over many, many years. Actually, it was through John. If anybody knows the Broadway show Annie, she was the second Annie to play it. She's a dear friend. She's overcome obstacles in her life, and she's just, we love her to death. And I'm so thrilled. Originally, she wasn't supposed to be here today, but things changed, and she said she was going to be here. So it was a pleasant last-minute surprise. Would you please welcome Annie herself, Shelley Bruce. Shelley. And finally, I think finally, well, this is the man who's the narrator in our documentary. He was with the #1 music station in the country, Z100, for over 27 years. He was heard by 10 million listeners a day. He was part of the Elvis Duran and the Z Morning Zoo show in the morning. He's been part of our program for many, many, many years, and I know Rockaway's practically a second home for him. So I am thrilled to have him here, be part of it, and he was a very integral part of this documentary. Would you please welcome a good friend, Mr. John Bell.
Woo, John!
And I just have to tell you, I do this when there's an audience here because he's just remarkable. In 2 weeks, John's going to be celebrating his 84th birthday. He's incredible. He's incredible. So what we're going to do, without any further ado, we would like to start the documentary. Please sit back, relax, and watch as we present to you positive choices lead to positive lives.